Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Chris. I'm coming to show you some thrift store finds. If you haven't watched the channel before, I go to thrift stores, I buy stuff to try to sell online or add to my collection, and all sorts of other stuff. Uh, these are finds from the past month. It is mid-February. I've did the thing where I piled it up, and then it sold, and didn't really get a chance to do a video, but here we go. I think we got enough stuff now, so let's do it. I guess we'll go through the clothes first. So I've been getting into clothes lately. It's kind of hard, and it takes a while, but I've found some successes so far. But we'll start with this. We got a Slayer sweatshirt. It's got a cool skull thing on the back. Picked this up for I think like $5.99 at Savers. It's like a 3XL. It's gonna probably go for like 40 maybe. I hope I didn't go through this bag of stuff already. But then we got 100 Years of Magic Disney. I think this might be 2X or 3X sweatshirt. So I've been trying to go for the big sizes because I know they're harder to find. This one, there wasn't any comps on it, but I'm confident in like around maybe like 30 to 40, maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure. I got a couple On It, which is a brand I haven't heard of, shirts. I'm not sure where the other one went. Then we got Babylon 5. This is a vintage shirt. Gotta clean these up a little bit. I don't know what size it is, but probably get about 20 to 25 on that. This might be that other On It shirt. Yeah. So I'm actually not even really sure. I think On It might be like a workout brand or something like that. I know there were like these pills. I forget. It was like Braintree or yeah, I forget. It doesn't matter. Then we got this is an all-time low crew neck sweatshirt. Couldn't find any comps on it. I've heard of All Time Low. Listened to some of their songs. I know like other sweatshirts from them only go for about 20, but this is an older one. I'm hoping another fan will pay the 30, 35 that I'm asking. Then this is actually, I think, a newer Harley Davidson shirt. I think I'll probably only get 20, maybe 25. But there was one sold for I think 30, but it had a different city, so I think I think this one's San Diego. I think the one I saw might have been like Las Vegas or something. So then we got so it doesn't say it on it anywhere, but all these graphics are very much Grateful Dead. Or does it say Grateful Dead? Might just be the artist down here. I assume GDP is like Grateful Dead Productions or something like that. But this might go for like 50 to 60. Some of the crazier Grateful Dead stuff can go for a lot, like close to 100. Then this was just kind of a cool vintage shirt. Some single stitch. If you're not really sure about vintage clothing, if you see that, that's a single stitch on most modern clothing. Some older stuff, there's a second stitch going along it. So a lot of people that like vintage shirts look for these older ones, but it says Okinawa. I'm thinking maybe like 25 to 35 on that. And that's the clothes, except there's another bag. So I found it. Another bag. So definitely I'm still getting used to clothes, so not everything here is gonna be a winner, I think, in the end, but this I think is an LL Bean Hawaiian shirt. There were similar ones going for about 20. I don't think I paid more than $9 for any of these, and I think the sweatshirts were the ones around 9. This is another LL Bean shirt. I hope I didn't show these in the past videos. This one ended up having a bit more staining than I thought, so I think this might only go for like 10 to 15. It didn't look like it had any staining, and then on the inside collar it did, so. And then this is a pair of FootJoy or FJ, new with tags. Yeah, if you ever see that. These I think will go for 40 to 50. They're shorts. So, yeah, looks $74.99 in store at Golfsmith. I think they will go for about 40 to 50, but it's February, so half the market is not even playing golf right now because only southern states and California really are sunny enough to bother. So anyway, there's that. Those are the clothes. Go over here. Got a copy of Heroescape. This is Swarm of the Marrow, I believe. I don't think it's complete. I took a quick look in the store. The box seemed a lot more empty, but I'm used to Rise of the Valkyrie, which is a very packed box, and if I remember, I've only had like one or two of these before. This box I think does like run a little more empty, but we'll see. And I think all my spare parts are Rise of the Valkyrie, so we'll see. Either way, I think I paid $4.99 as is. Like if it's not complete, still probably worth 40 to 50. Complete, anywhere from like 80 to 120 is usually how much I'll sell these for. I haven't seen the market lately, but Heroescape usually pretty good. Behind that, we got Electronic Talking Mystery Mansion. That guy who I always think is Mike Myers, but is not. That I picked up at Savers the other day for $4.99. That'll go for about 40 to 60. It's complete. Has a lot of pieces, so I had to like double check it was all there. Then we got Status Pro Major League. This game has so many different names. I think it's like Major League, Status Pro Baseball, Status Pro Major League Baseball, Status Pro like Baseball Stats, so on. There's a bunch of different versions of it. They all go for varying prices. Usually I will sell them for somewhere between 40 and 80 depending on the version. So any of these Avalon Hill 3M sports games are usually worth it. I don't think I've ever been stuck with any. I've been stuck with like I got a Sports Illustrated or Sports Spectacular, sorry, up there. If it was Sports Illustrated, it actually would go for a decent amount. I've had that for a while, but it's not 3M, it's not Avalon Hill. So anyway, under that we got a vintage game collection Monopoly. I think I paid $3.99 at Savers for that. Goes for a good amount. Any of these vintage ones, this is a Scrabble I've had a few copies of Scrabble for a while. That one's actually probably worth the least. Monopoly's gonna probably go for about 40 or 50 though. I think I sold one right before Christmas and right after Christmas for that price. Then we got Dragon Strike, not the Dungeons and Dragons game. That would have been much better. I picked this up because it wasn't available on Amazon. Like, usually when I look it up, there's copies available. Like, there is a listing for it, but no one was selling it. I usually like to take advantage of that, even if it has a high ranking, because some people who are looking for these games only use Amazon. They don't go to eBay. So you can usually get more money for things on Amazon. So I picked it up. I think I put it up for only like 30 or 40. And I think on eBay it maybe goes for like 20, 25. So I'm not even going like that outrageous with it. It's all there. I had to fix the dragon's neck because they didn't put it together and it dragged on the floor. Cause this is one of those mechanical ones where you like push a button and it does stuff. The head was dragging on the floor, so that's probably why they didn't. That's probably why they donated. They were like, this game doesn't work because they didn't put it together correctly. Under that is a copy of Wise and Otherwise. You've probably seen that in many of my videos. That's a game that goes down in price every once in a while. So I don't always pick it up, but I think it's around 40 or 50 again. So good call there. One of the few trivia games. I think there's like 4 or 5 trivia games I'll pick up, and that's one of them. I I literally don't know if it's a trivia game. It just has a ton of cards, and I couldn't imagine what else it is. And then we get a copy of Pokemon Master Trainer. This is, I think, the first copy of this I've gotten complete. I've got the first version, the black box one, many times. That one usually sells for about 100 to 150, depending on condition and the market, whatever. But this one I think is only like 40 to 50. There's also a red box version. I think this is like the Gen 3 version. I want to say the red box might be Gen 2 or Gen 4. I can't quite remember. Yeah, but I want to say this is definitely the Gen 3 because there's Kyogre, there's Groudon, there's... I can never remember the green guy's name, like Quizdo. I want to say it's Quizzical, but it's not. But anyway, then under that we got a sealed copy, mostly sealed. The plastic on it is pretty bad. Some of these smaller game publishers use crappy plastic, almost as if they did it like in their office instead of in a factory. So it's sealed. It says $60 on the back from whatever store was selling it. I think I'll probably get about 40 to 50 for it. Never heard of it. It looks obviously like a mobster game. Looks like it might be fun, but sealed, I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. Then we get a sealed copy of Cards Against Humanity. That probably, I think, was only $1.99 at Savers. That, I usually don't pick it up too often unless it's sealed because it's only like $15 to $20. And it's heavy, so it ends up going at a padded flat rate. Then we get a copy of Acquire. This is kind of the weird gray box version I don't find often, and it doesn't sell as well as the green box or any of those newer ones. If you see a big purple one, that one's worth over $100 usually. Definitely pick up that one. And I get a sealed copy of Pictionary. I think it's the first copy of regular Pictionary I've ever picked up. It's probably going to go for about like 25 to 35. That it's heavy, so shipping's gonna be annoying. We got Castle Risk, which has finally come back up in price. Right before Christmas, I sold 2 copies, I think $21 each, and now it's back up to 40. I think this is a game that I just have to decide to sit on the price because I think it happens every year. I end up lowering my prices. I sell through every copy I have, and then I like buy them over the year and they don't really sell, but Christmas comes and they sell for 40, 50 something dollars, but I end up losing out because I ended up over the year just kind of marking them down. But anyway, Castle Risk. The Castle Risk / Risk, that's another, it's a white box, not valuable, don't pick that up. Then this was like a retail arbitrage kind of thing. I don't usually do that too much, but I got a couple of these Super Mario and Peach Walgreen exclusive packs. I saw some had sold for like 30 on eBay. I think I might have put mine for like 20 or 25. Not gonna make too much, but I literally just had to wait for a prescription, so I just went and scanned the toys. Yeah, I have 2. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago I bought them. They're still here. Probably not a great buy. We'll find out. And then a Free Parking as a Monopoly spin-off game from the 80s. This $2.99 sealed at Savers. Probably gonna go for about 30 to 35. And the last little board game. So I got a little copy of Rummy Cub. It's I thought it was a wooden box at first, but it's actually like this faux wood plastic. And that there were sold ones for between 50 and 80. So I picked it up. I think I put it for like $69.99 or something like that. It's still here, no bites, but I think 40 minimum on that one. Then we'll go over these hats. Not too many hats. I think I sold a few. So we got Vans Off the Walls with cats. I don't think I paid more than $3.99 for any of these, but I think 15 on that, maybe 20. Got a nice little Skippy hat. This will probably be 10 and 20 on that. And then Titleist women's, ladies, I guess, Hat, new, tags. That's probably gonna go 18 and 20. Not too much on that, but new tags. Again, it's not golf season really, so I'm not expecting that to fly off the shelf. And then Sony VCR is actually, I think, the third one I picked up in the past 2 weeks, and the other two are already gone. So glad to see that. The other two were combos. The DVD combos do tend to sell faster. This one didn't have the best ranking, but was pretty cheap. I think it was $4.99. And it was going for a decent amount. I think around 80. I usually don't pick up VCRs that don't go for more than like $60. So just because of the weight in Amazon, I sell almost all of them on Amazon, and the shipping you get for that's usually like between 10 and $20. So I end up paying more usually for it. But anyway, then we'll go over to this stack of Wii's and these little GPSs. So I went to, it used to be a video store. Now it's like a pawn shop / game store, sort of. Yeah, it definitely was a video store. They used to rent DVDs, but now I think they realize that people don't rent DVDs, so they really switched their name too, but it's the same owners, same employees. I've been going there for probably 10 years now. I don't stop in too often because they have a lot less games, but I stopped in. I figured since it's basically a pawn shop now, it's a lot easier to negotiate prices with them rather than just go by their ticket price. So I ended up buying 3 games, 2 of which already sold for a good amount. I think they're in probably the most recent sold videos I have. If you want to see what these things actually sell for, I have another series of videos. Go check those out. I'll literally show you what they sold for, like on Amazon, on eBay. So but anyway, 2 of those games already sold, but I think I paid well, first I bought the 3 games. It was buy 2 get 1, so I just told them like I'll pay that. And then the GPS is there. The yellow ones were marked at 50, and I think the camo one, which is in a little black case, it was, I think, 60 or something like that. I was like, hey, I'll give you $35 each, and I'll buy all of them. He counted 40, still pretty good. The yellow ones go for about 80, and the camo one will go between like 80 and 100. Even though it's older, kind of weird, but that's just how it is on Amazon. And then the Wii's were marked at all sorts of different prices. The mini was marked at 15, but was as is. Nothing with it. The white ones, some of them are missing the tops. I actually think I had one lid for one of them. I think one of the small lids, so I don't really like to ship them out without any lids, so I usually try and like disperse them. But anyway, yeah, they were marked between like 25 and 35, all different prices, because some had sensor bars, some didn't. I was like, hey, I'll buy all of them if you go $20 each. He wasn't quite into it at first, and then I don't know, I kind of pointed out like, well, this doesn't have this doesn't have this. Like $20 is the most I pay for them at yard sales, and none of these had nunchucks, or I think one of them ended up having a nunchuck, but yeah, the mini was marked at 15. I was like, if you give me the wires, you don't even have to give me a controller because I have so many of them. Just give me all the wires. And we negotiated back and forth. He was telling me how much he would get for this, that, and the other thing. And I just told him, I was like, listen, I just gave you my, like, the most I can pay right away, because I didn't want to offer you more than 15 at first, because you had some marked at 35. And eventually he was like, sure, let's do it. He ended up getting me sensor bars for all of them. One of them didn't work. It was like a cheap rocket fish one. Like, looking at it, I didn't think it was going to work. But then there were a couple games in these Wii's. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't even plug them in before I left. But there was the Wii Sports / Wii Sports Resort disc. which actually sold with a Wii recently for only like 60 something, but that disc only goes for like $40 to $50. It sold, but literally I dropped off at the post office, and the person who bought it, marked it as like they opened a return request because they probably realized they paid too much. I don't know, whatever. But it's probably on its way back. But anyway, great deal. I think I got another copy of Wii Sports in one of them. And then this controller came with it, the Mario one. I think this goes for like between like 18 and 25. And then this actually just picked up at Savers for $2.99. These usually sell for about 18, the pink one. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go to a lot more pawn shops. I did stop at another one. I have some of the games still, so I'll show you that deal. But moving on, we got Apple mouse. I usually sell these for about $11.99 now that they can't be on Amazon. They were like selling for 15 to 20 on Amazon. Not a big deal. I actually think I passed this one up the other day, like last week, and then earlier this week I stopped and just bought it because I was in the area and there was nothing else there. But anyway, got a couple graphing calculators. The HP on the right, I think that was $9.99. It only goes for like 20 to 25. And then the TI-84 Plus Silver, I think I paid $7.99 at Savers. And that's the third one I've picked up in the last week, and two of them did not work. But I ended up selling one for parts for 14 and the other one for 15. So I think I still made out because one was $4.99, the other one was $7.99. So still made money on broken stuff. Then finally, these Yahtzee games are coming back. They were making all sorts of new versions for a while, so it really drove down the price on these older ones. But I would pick them up at Goodwill outlet if I saw them, because they'd still sell for like between $5 and $10. But I wasn't buying them because usually they're priced between $2.99 and $4.99. But I picked that up. I think it came with that Killian's Irish Red deck of cards, which I think I could get $5 or $10 for that too. But the Yahtzee's probably going to go for between 20 and 30. So if you see those, finally doing well again. And I picked up a little Plants vs. Zombies DS game. Savers, I think that was $2.99. It's probably only going to go for about $9. If it had the case, probably $12. Picked up a PS3 controller. I think that was $2.99 at Savers. That'll go for about $20, $25. That orange blaster, it's Star Wars. It's from Star Tours in Disneyland or Disney World. I'm not sure which one sold it specifically. But it ends up being too corroded inside. So I think if I'm lucky, I'll get $10 for it. And it would have sold for probably about 20 to 25 if it worked. But it's just, I mean, it's still, you can make the noises with your mouth. That's what most people do. And then I picked up this little, this ended up being silver, ended up being sterling. I picked this up at Goodwill outlet. Yeah, you can see there, sterling. I went to Goodwill outlet an hour before it closed and picked that up and maybe some cords, some CD cases maybe, and I paid like $1. If that, I don't even think I paid $1. And I think I weighed it out, and the day I weighed it, probably worth about like $45 to $50 in scrap silver. It's pretty beat up, so that's probably all I could get for it. Then we get a Nintendo DS. I still have not tested this. I almost wonder if it was in the last video. I just need to buy a charger, and I just haven't done it. And I don't know why. Maybe I'll do that right after I film this. And then got these action figures. We got a Batman and Tiger Claw. I'm not even sure who that is. And then we got Super Saiyan Vegeta. I picked it up because of the Batman. He looks like he goes for about $20. Vegeta's only like $6, $7, like prime. So I don't think I'm gonna make much off him. And then I found these little Tailwinds at Savers. They were marked $1.99 for both of them. And it looks like I could probably get anywhere between like 15 and 30 for them. So I just picked them up. I've been wanting to get more into action figures anyway, and like little model things because they tend to sell quickly. So we'll see how that goes. And then we'll do this. Or, we'll save this because this is probably the best. We'll go through this stack of games and hopefully I don't forget about the Game Boy. So this was at Savers of Plants vs. Zombies. This is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. It's a little beat up, but works no problem. It was disc only. I just ended up taking like a Brunswick bowling case and tossing the manual in my pile of manuals. But that's probably going to go between like $9, $10. Guitar Hero Warriors Rock, that was $2.99 Savers. That already sold for $20. Simpsons, the complete third season. So these didn't used to be worth money until Matt Groening basically was like, we don't count Stark Raving Dad, the first episode of this season, as an episode of The Simpsons anymore because it has Michael Jackson, because that documentary came out, even though people have been calling him terrible for the past 30 years. So I don't know why it took him that long. I'm pretty sure the episode was produced after some of those allegations came out, like originally. But anyway, Amazon about $40, eBay about 12 to 15. I think it'll probably end up selling somewhere between that on Amazon because I think $40 is too much. And I think most people would just go to eBay instead. So that's the deal with that. Simpsons Season 3. Also, I think they stopped printing Simpsons on DVD after Season 11. So I'm not sure. Season 11 actually might be worth money because it's the last one they made. Not quite sure. So I picked up this stack of games at another pawn shop for 45. I walked in. This is a store I'd been to before. The guy's notoriously hard to deal with. It looks like a hoarder space. It does not look like a pawn shop. I went in there. I tried to buy some systems off him. I'm like, I will buy every single one of these video game systems if you just work with me. He wasn't that into it. I told him I was going to resell them too. I was trying to be pretty honest about it. And he wasn't really that into it. But he worked with me a little bit on the games. Because, I don't know, he just didn't really seem to care. No, it's weird. I'm going to check back in, though, because eventually, who knows. But we got Wii Sports, another copy of Wii Sports. I actually might have picked this one up separately. But this definitely there. NFL Blitz 2000 for Dreamcast. This was inside one of the Wii's, actually, DJ Hero 2. So that's not really worth anything. Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. So this is a pretty good one. Amazon, I think it's going for about 40 right now. And I think that's going for about 20. So that'll pay for it. And then Mario Kart Wii. I'm going to bundle this with one of the Wii's because they just sell better with it. PokePark 2. Beyond one. Or actually, no, this was a Goodwill find. But this is Pawn Shop. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This actually was one of the 3 games I picked up with those Wii. The other 2 were sold. Check out my last sold videos for those. This was a random buy, $1.99. Another that came. Alright, so Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix was the last one of that $45 deal. So the Harry Potters go for about 10 each. The Wii Sports will go for 10. Mario Kart Wii, usually 15, but the good stuff comes from the Dreamcast games, and I think I sold another game from that. But then I also picked up Trivial Pursuit for $2 at a local thrift store. They'll sell for like 10. And then, yeah, these 2 came from Goodwill. I think more games that already sold. I could have swore could have swore there were Wii U games, but maybe that was the week before. And then this is by far the best. So this was actually a Facebook pickup. Guy put it up. So I've been trying to do Facebook more because it's winter and I can't get out to yard sales. But people are just, they're just asking so much. Like, they're asking over what I would sell some of this stuff for. Like $300 Wii's, $250 Xbox 360s that come with sports games. I think some of these people are definitely like resellers that just don't understand how much things are worth. But this was just a guy getting rid of his games. So he put it up for $70. I shot him an offer like a few hours after he put it up for $60. He said he had other offers and he'd let me know. The next day while I was out, he messaged me. He's like, hey, if you can be at my house at this time, it's yours for $60. So this is what I got. One of the games already sold. He had 2 copies of it though, so I'll show you what it was. So no system, but that's fine. Case itself is worth about $10. We'll just go through these games. So we got Game & Watch Gallery 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That came with a manual. I think there might have been 1 or 2 other manuals as well. NFL Blitz, Animaniacs. It's probably one of the best ones in here. Bubble Bobble Part 2. If this was an NES game, I think it would be worth like, I think that's almost like a $90 game. I'm not 100% sure. This is going to go for about $20, $25 though. Mega Man 2, Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition. You know, I don't know that. Does the box say yellow version? I don't know why that's like something I hadn't thought of till now. I always call it yellow version. We got Justice League Chronicles, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. That's actually gone up. I think that's around 18 to 20 right now. And Mary Kate and Ashley Get a Clue. That was sort of a weird one for that guy to have. But anyway, we have Star Wars: The New Droid Army, Tony Hawk's Underground, Lord of the Rings: Two Towers, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul. That's a pretty good one. Super Mario Advanced 1 and 2. This is Super Mario 2, and this is Super Mario World, as you can see. Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire. Actually, I wish they kept making these. I really liked the original. I didn't really play this one, but I would probably buy one for Switch. And then, best game in here, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening and the Four Swords Adventure. This was the one there was 2 of, so I already sold one for $30, and then this one sold for $29 because the label is like really faded. I want to say they rebought it because this didn't work, because it looks like they probably spilled water on it, and then they probably immediately tried to put it in their Game Boy, and it didn't work. I cleaned up the pins very easily with a little tiny piece of cardboard. Ended up working fine. But yeah, that just sold for $29. So yeah, that was that. $60 for that. Definitely more than I would pay for that at a garage sale. Like, that probably would have been a $10, $15 buy without a system. Like, I definitely would have gone up to 60, but somebody wouldn't be charging that much without a system unless they knew what they had. So yeah, that was that. That went a bit longer than I meant. Sorry about that, but lots of story time there. So yeah, if you liked the video, like and subscribe. If you want to see what this stuff sold for, definitely check out my sold videos. They probably will come out more frequently than these. I'm sure they have been. Just because it's winter, it's just harder to get stuff. So I definitely don't show everything I sell on them, because I only film them on Mondays, or I'm going to film one tomorrow because it's a long weekend. But yeah, that's the most amount of stuff that I would sell anyway. So yeah, hope you had a good time, and see you later. Bye.